Well, well, guys, this particular movie is not gonna be easy to talk about, and basically because it encapsulates one thing that I haven't touched on in movies ever since I started this: murder mysteries. For those of you who watch movies like I do, you definitely know that murder mysteries are basically what have encapsulated the 1950s, 40s, 30s, and even the 60s for some time now. Basically, you have the classical basically they have a very classic whodunit structure. You basically have the setup, the murder, the detective comes on to solve the case. We get a revelation of they reveal why they did, and everything just like that. However, as the years progressed on, it started to fade less and less, to fade more and more because honestly, it lost its appeal a little bit, and not a lot of people went as into it as some people thought. However, um, however, in 1950s, Agatha Christie, one of the most beloved mystery novels, a bit, made a mystery novel called Murder on the Orient Express, a classic murder mystery featuring her iconic detective Hercule Poirot, a French detective who's basically a French Sherlock Holmes. He solves the case on board the famous European train, and Agatha Christie made a novel about it. And a filmmaker named Sidney Lumet took up Christie's novel. In the 70s, he made a film based off of that, which was a great murder mystery film. It featured a great cast of characters such as Lauren Bacall, Sean Connery, John Gielgud, and especially Albert Finney as Poirot himself. The film basically centered on Poirot as he took a vacation across Europe on board the train, and he comes across a group of interesting characters such as a governess, a widow, a doctor, a gangster, his assistant, and several others. However, when a murder occurs, he basically has to figure out who did it. As he digs deeper into the case, he realizes that the case has a connection to an infamous murder that happened several years ago during the World War II, or a few years ago previously. And not only is that film incredibly well directed, well acted, and the cast received many nominations for their work. It became a staple. It became a staple of murder mysteries. So fast forward to 2017, and here we have a remake of this film, Murder on the Orient Express. The film was originally announced last year, and it featured an eclectic cast and a great director. The director on board for this film, and also starring as Poirot, was Sir Kenneth Branagh, a talented actor and director who's directed some great films, and was also a very talented actor in his own right. And also, what's interesting was the cast on board. Basically have A-listers like Josh Gad, Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp, nouveau A-lister Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe, Sir Derek Jacobi, and several others. Not to mention that Branagh himself was playing Poirot. And so, I was ready. Murder mysteries can be hard to pull off, and those who know the template can kind of get off-put by it, but I was ready to give it a chance. What do we get? Well, it's okay. Now, I'm not gonna say that this is a bad adaptation. Like, you can basically tell this is basically a new adaptation of the series rather than a remake of Christie's novel or Lumet's film. This film is actually pretty decent, and I'll say why would it be bad? Branagh's too talented of a director and actor to fill this film, and the cast acquitted themselves very well. However, in comparison to the 1970s film, it does falls flat in a few places, and I don't think it measures up as well as it possibly could. It is definitely really good. I can definitely say that, but honestly, not a lot more I can say there. Now, that sounds kind of a loaded statement, I can admit that. So first we're going to start off with the direction of this film. As I said, Branagh is the director of this film, and one of the things I like about him as a director is how unique he is with his composition of cinematography and the way he directs his scenes, even in front of the camera. And I gotta say, guys, one of the film's highest points is definitely the cinematography. Not only does Branagh actually get how to make this film feel like you're actually in this universe, he also makes it feel as if you're actually on board the train. Like, I like it. He uses a lot of overhead shots during the cabin scenes, and really like because it makes you feel like you're actually a fly on the wall. Like you actually like someone's actually like you're actually like someone watching this whole mystery unfold. And I actually thought that was really ingenious. That was really excellent. I love that. And really, it's not just like the train shots as well. The exterior shots are incredible. Not only does Branagh have a lot of wide sweeping shots that honestly gives you a bit of a classic murder mystery feel, but also like there's a lot of shots where we see the train going through the mountains. I thought that was really, really majestic. Like it basically reminds you a lot of the scenery, and yeah, good job. That was excellent. And now, not to mince words, this brings us to the cast. Now, as you might know, we have a lot. Now, as you might know, one of the things that Branagh did not change up from the mystery is that one of the things he did change up is that he mixed two characters together, and I won't say which two. However, he did keep up much of the original cast, including Poirot. And honestly, all the cast actually really does really good. Johnny Depp. I like Johnny Depp more when he's in dramatic roles and doesn't play over the top parody, and he did a really great job in this. I'll say the rest of the cast is great too. Daisy Ridley, Josh Gad, Michelle Pfeiffer, Willem Dafoe, Derek Jacobi. Really, the entire cast actually really surprises me. Honestly, they do a great job of what they're given, which honestly is a bit of a detriment, because for as good as these actors are, the characters don't really feel as real as the actors are trying to make them. And that's mainly because and it's really bad because the screenwriter for this film is Michael Green, who as you may know, recently made Blade Runner 2049. And you can definitely tell he puts too much focus on Poirot, so much so that we don't get a lot of time with the characters themselves. If we could have more time with them and have them fleshed out a bit more and actually spend more time with them instead of just having Poirot spend time with them, we could feel like more of their actual characters instead of background people for him to interrogate. Plot devices, if you will. They do a great job of what the material they're given, and they do sell the performance as well, but I wanted to feel like they're actual characters instead of just play people in a murder mystery. And honestly, another thing that really kind of detracts the film a little bit is the fact that the twist at the end isn't really as surprising as you would think. I will admit that did kind of take me a bit by surprise, but I wasn't as shocked as I wanted to be, and that did kind of disappoint me. It does. I won't spoil any more about this film because if I do talk more, it'll be spoilers. But all in all, I'm not gonna say this is a bad film, honestly. Kenneth Branagh, like I said, Kenneth Branagh is too strong of a director to fail. I love the cinematography, the cinematography, and how it gives you that claustrophobic feel on board the train. And the cast definitely sells the performance as well, even if the characters don't feel as fleshed out as the characters are making them out to be. They do as Branagh definitely knocks out the park as Poirot, I forgot to mention, and especially love the mustache that they give him. He just really sells it. Nice job. Johnny Depp too. I think this is one of his best performances. I can definitely say that. All in all, this may not rise above the 1970s film at all, or it may not have the iconic status of Christie's novel, but still a really great good adaptation, and I definitely recommend you checking it out. For me personally, this is a solid 7 out of 10. Murder mysteries have been absent for a while, guys. I can definitely say that, but I'll say this: if you love a good murder mystery, then suit up, grab your ticket, because if the train's leaving the station, you're gonna miss out on all the thrills and all the kills. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe and send me a like and a comment. Stay tuned for this weekend, guys, because I will be giving you that Transformers special comment I've been promising you guys. Thanks a lot for your patience. I appreciate it. Until then, I'm Ross. This is M&M Weekly.